Hello everyone, Daryl here. And today we're in Royal Oak, Michigan at 12 Mile Road in Woodward. And we're going to do something a little different today, but it might be interesting to a lot of people here. We're at the famous Basilica in Royal Oak, the Shrine of the Little Flower. And we're going to get some better views here as we go around the corner. In this little garden area here, they have the Stations of the Cross set up. And then, I don't know what the different buildings that are here, but they have a statue up front. We're just going to go up to the main historic part of it here and talk a little bit about that. The Shrine of the Little Flower is named after Saint Teresa of Lisieux, France, who was canonized by the church in the 1900s. She was a nun who served in France in the late 1800s and was made into a saint of the church after her death. And this particular church is named after her. It's called the Shrine of the Little Flower. It was built in two stages, 1931 and 1936. And it was recently, and I think it was 2015, designated as a minor basilica by the Pope. The tower, if I'm not mistaken, was built first and completed in 1931, and the rest of the basilica was finished in 1936. And it's famous because it was founded and funded by the radio broadcast of a priest named Father Charles Coughlin, who had previously, he was from Hamilton, Ontario. He came to Michigan. He served in the Thumb area of Michigan, the Clifford Church, and a couple other small churches up that way, before he was transferred down here to the larger parish of Royal Oak area, which was mostly a Protestant area in that time. And the original church that was built here was a wooden structure. I believe it opened around 1925. I remember what I read about it, 1925, 1926. And a week after it opened, the local Ku Klux Klan, it burned a cross in front of it. And a couple years later, the church building burned down. Well, Father Coughlin was determined to build a much finer structure in the Art Deco style out of stone. And he went on, started a radio broadcast, preaching on the radio, and people would send in donations. And he actually, when he got the tower finished, he actually had a broadcast office in the tower here that he preached out of every week. And they said his audience reached close to 40 million people on a weekly basis at the peak of his popularity during the Depression. He was a liberal theologian, sort of a social activist who believed in Marxism, I guess, sort of, certainly socialism of a sort. And here's a good picture of the front here. It's quite an impressive edifice. Very beautiful building, a landmark here in Royal Oak, right on Woodward at 12 Mile. And I just wanted to show it to you because a couple people had mentioned it as a possible... Oh, the bells are going off. I love church bells. Anyway, Father Coughlin ran this parish and helped build this. He was a big supporter of FDR's social programs in the early years of the Depression. But as the 30s went on, he became disenchanted with the way things were going, and he actually started to support some of the policies of Hitler and Mussolini, according to what I've read. Now, the government silenced him. FDR had his radio broadcast license suspended, I guess. It's very sketchy what you read online. I'm not sure what's true and what's not, but apparently FDR got his broadcast suspended from the air, and then he's published a magazine which the government forbid him to mail through the U.S. mail service because they said it was contrary to the war effort, and his bishop was forced into silencing him, and he went into semi-retirement. He lived till be a very old age. He died in 1979, and he continued on as a fully active functioning priest, just not a parish priest with access to a microphone or a sermon pulpit, so to speak. So here it is. I just wanted to show you this. It's really, really magnificent structure. If you can see the metal doors there, are just so impressive. We're going to walk up a little closer and get a look at those doors because they're so pretty. Look at the design on those. Isn't that amazing? We're going to go a little closer here because I just can't get enough of those doors. One of them has an angel on it and the other one has a ship. Very beautiful, very beautiful. With the different architectural elements incorporated into the bell tower here. The building was designed by a prominent architect from New York City. It's called Zigzag Art Deco format. Incorporated a lot of stained glass work as well, and setbacks and architectural ornamentation. Very nicely styled. Beautiful, well-maintained building, still used for church services here. From what I understand, people are actually coming in right now. So I'm going to go ahead and get us out of here. We're going to head back to the car and say goodbye for now. Hope you enjoyed this little trip to Royal Oak, Michigan to see a little bit about the church that Father Coughlin founded. And next time you hear about him on the news or in a history thing about the 30s or whatever, you might know a little bit more about it. And I appreciate you watching. Have a great day. Bye for now.